Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Today, this morning or this afternoon, right? I want to talk about the issue of this rhetorical question that people love to ask. Like, why can't Nigerians come together? Why can't they just unite and build their country? It's a very, very kind of rhetorical question, so to say. But give me a sec. A rhetorical question in the sense that, number one, Nigeria is not a country. Okay, let's be very, very clear. It's important. Nigeria is not a country in the sense that the people who lead Nigeria, or who you can say ruling Nigeria, which I prefer to call those who are ruining Nigeria. It is a monopoly of status and power, where people are not given any chance of sharing that with them. People have no say in what happened in that country. If you dare try to make an impression that you have a say, you will be declared an enemy. An enemy of a government. Every enemy of government is treated as, enemy of the country. And therefore, you will be treated as a complete criminal in your own country. And that's the treatment. So when you say, why can't Nigerians come together? There's a lot. The injustice in Nigeria, well, let me break it down. The injustice, the inequality, the nepotism, the favoritism, and at the same time, the criminally minded, who are always having the access to, who always gain the access to power, right? These are the criminals whose power are built on this unfair treatment of their citizens. And they are not just from anywhere, not just from the north, not just from the south, they are everywhere. Now, let's look at it this way. Structurally, Nigeria as it is, as faulty as its structures, its structure is, right? Structurally, the worst of Nigeria are the ones running or ruining Nigeria. So structurally, if you are from the southern Nigeria, your qualification to gain access to any unity school in Nigeria is highly rated. This is a fact. For example, if you are to gain access, if you want to gain admission into university from southern Nigeria, then you will need what they call the cutoff mark. When you do JAMB, then your cutoff, if they say your cutoff mark is going to be 200, if you have 199, you will never have that access for that same course. In northern Nigeria, I don't know why they did that. They said they were educationally disadvantaged, right? In northern Nigeria, for the same course that you couldn't gain access to the university for in southern Nigeria, when you are from the northern Nigeria with your state of origin as northern Nigeria, all you will need to gain that access. It doesn't mean that there are no brighter students in northern Nigeria. Don't mistake and don't mistaken and don't misquote me. There are brilliant minds in northern Nigeria too. But when you look at the educational structure they put down, you don't need 100 or 199 to gain the admission to go and study that beautiful, life-changing course. No, you don't. All you will need is probably just 10, 20, 30, 40, or whatever you can afford to make from JAMB. And this is the standard that they put, this is the educational standard in Nigeria, right? So because they don't really need that, they don't want their people to be that kind of educationally savvy, in order not to question them, like the southern Nigeria, where everybody seems to be like, we want to go to school, I want to go to school, I'm going to school. If you don't go to school, your life is useless. In northern Nigeria, it's not. And this same mentality, this same arrangement is what prompted what they called federal character. This federal character that Bokwari has finally murdered, okay? So federal character was that in anything, whether in a school allocation or whether it is a job allocation or anything that they want to, that is of government of Nigeria, to bring unity, fairness, equity, and justice, in order not to have this kind of argument of we want to break up, we want to fight ourselves, we want to kill ourselves, we want to do this and that. In order to avoid all of that, they now said they started something called federal character. Now, you see, Federal character is treated based on population. Nigeria, a 40 country who has no reliable data, no data that is reliable, no population data is reliable, no data is reliable in Nigeria. They said the northern Nigeria is more than the people in southern Nigeria. And geographically, historically, they say when you are moving from the when you are moving from the desert down to the well-vegetated southern region, the population will continue to increase, to grow. But in Nigeria, when you are in the south, where everything grows, right? Where the where it's considered as where we don't even have a desert, right? The population is smaller, and when you are going to the north, to this desert, then the population it's bigger. That's the mentality, and that's what they put into what they call the federal character, in order to further entrench, in order to further legalize the inequality. So now that the Kabiru Sokoto that studied Islamic study in the University of Ahmadu Bello University, right, with just a 10 cutoff mark, is going to end up being the director of the NIA, National Intelligence Agency. Is going to end up becoming the director of that Ministry of Finance or the Port Authority. It doesn't really matter what he studied. It is already there because structurally he is positioned to be like that. Today, Nigeria, people who have known this kind of trick, politically, they are trying to look like northerners in order to get that validation. That's Nigeria of today. People who don't have good education qualification to study good, developmental courses that will really help Nigeria, are those who are now the highest in the civil service of Nigeria. You have all manner of ministries. Some of them, they are just there doing absolute nothing. There are people there filled up there. They don't even know what they are doing, but they are what? They are drawing salary, because that is the only thing the northern political leaders can give to their citizens and their population. In southern Nigeria, why they are doing that? They are denying the rest of the country what should have been an equitable, just distribution of whatever is of Nigeria. Something that would naturally bring unity, where the best compete, right? When you give the best people opportunity to compete, when they earn the position that they are in charge of, they will know that they hold themselves the responsibility of excelling, because this is what they wanted to do with in their life. But look at it today. Go to Abuja, go to all the ministries. They are Nigerians, so I'm not saying they are not. Oh, you are Nigerian too, Abi. Now you are dressing like a Muslim, dressing like an Aboki, simply because you wanted to collect a contract in Abuja. You started saying, oh, you are Abdul Qadir, even though you converted to Christianity. Your forefathers are Muslims, just because you want in your own country. Oh, it is meant to be your own country. Oh. And these are the people who are now saying we should be united. Why can't we just be united? How do you unite against injustice? When you look at the same way, just the same mentality is how they have brought people into government. The people who have questionable educational qualifications are your Senate president. Your president is a retired Megad, an illiterate, a stark, uneducated illiterate who probably learned how to read and write because he joined the Nigerian army, right? Somebody who couldn't produce his own secondary school certificate, and it became so controversial that educated people were defending him, right? So the worst, even in that northern Nigeria that they say they have power, they want power, it is the worst of them that are coming to take over, that are controlling Nigeria. And in the long run, the entire country is now the poverty capital of the world. So these poorly educated idiot criminals are now your Senate president. They are now your speakers. They are now your lawmakers. They are now ministers. They are now in the military. They are now those in the intelligence community. They are in the DSS. They are in the police. These poorly educated northerners, and I'm saying this without any worry how you probably take it, because you will take it anyway, you will take it anyway. Facts can be very, very annoying. Look at them. Look at them. After 60 years of independence and 43 years of northern leaders ruling Nigeria, how has the northern Nigeria fared? How has Nigeria, the rest of Nigeria, fared? Now, these same characters are now in charge of the security of the country. The people who control power for over 43 years of the 60 years or 62 years, 61 years independence history of the country, right? The region that control power, but they couldn't, for that period, tame poverty, tame corruption, tame underdevelopment, protect their borders, protect their women, protect the children, educate the youth, build a very, prosperous community, peaceful society. 43 years of controlling power. So if you are a northerner watching me right now, I know say if you are already a Buhari idiot, your shame is gone. Whatever I say to you, right, you probably will never be able to process it, right? But look at it that way, that the northern Nigerian leaders, criminals, haggard, crooked criminals, who are still much around today on your behalf, couldn't educate you. They couldn't protect you. They can't provide for you. Now here you are. The entire country is about to break up because the feeding bottle, Nigeria feeding bottle that they gave to you, to your elite, who are the military chiefs, in a country, the way they destroyed the northern Nigeria, destroy their youth, destroy their women, destroy everything that they can touch and destroy, they have infected the rest of us. Now they have their collaborators in the south who are doing same thing, even though they don't have the power to do it directly to their people. But they are working with them, right? So this injustice, this inequalities, this whole thing is the bane of Nigeria problem. And somebody captured it better. This man that you're about to watch now is a former governor of Ogun State, military governor. He is a retired major himself. He has something to tell you. Maybe you'll probably see it in another light if you watch this.
We call them the National Security Council. At the head, Mr. President, elected a northerner. Next, Chief of Staff, Ibrahim Gambari, brilliant people, a northerner. Next, National Security Advisor, Monguno, a northerner. Next, Minister of Defense, Magashi, a northerner. Next, the Chief of Defense Staff, Erabo, a southerner. Chief of Army Staff, Atahiru, a northerner. Chief of Navy Staff, Gambo, a northerner. Chief of Air Staff, Amao, a southerner. The DSS Director General, a northerner. DG National Intelligence Agency, a northerner. So your National Security Council, 11, We have 9 northerners, 2 southerners. Look, I'm telling you as a practitioner, a former governor of the state, a general, I'm 70 years old. When you go to such meeting, those 2 southerners, they are just there as onlookers. They are there as onlookers. What do they want to say when the northern bloc has 9? And you say southern bloc has 2. What does it go now? A former governor of the state, a general, I'm 70 years old. When you go to such meeting, those 2 southerners, they are just there as onlookers. They are there as onlookers. What do they want to say when the northern bloc has 9? And you say southern bloc has 2. What has it got to say? Is there as an onlooker? It must be correct. That's what I said, that, look, the soldier must believe in the war. Who is going to believe in the outcome of such security meetings? And you say it is national. Yeah. You say it is national. No. That is, when it goes down, that's why you have the Fulani and the herdsmen clashes, killings, kidnapping. Because the people downstairs, they are looking at the upstairs that, look, I'm favored. So please, let the federal government correct inequalities. If you put inequalities to a stop, if you put, the Attorney General just said rule of law and equal rights, defend the law. Look, everything takes its position. You have peace. You have the economy will be developing. Everybody will be generating its own employment. So that is my advice. So squarely, we must tell Mr. President, he's an elected leader. The buck stops at his table.
I hope that makes sense better to you. Do you have the picture now? Okay, let's take it further. Because it's not changing, right? I'll share this with you. One moment. When the terrorists who killed people in Ebonyi, when they attacked Ebonyi community, yeah, and Oshimbade went there to go and see the governor of Imo, and he made a statement about when they were in Imo, rather, they made a statement about the IPOB, that they were convinced that it was IPOB that carried out that carried out the attack in Owerri, that they were so convinced. Oshibajo said they were going to apprehend all of them who carried out the attack. That's one. While they were in Imo, they announced that they have changed the police IG. The police IG that declared IPOB as the people who attacked Imo. And in order to justify it, they took Oshimbade Ikene Shatabandu with him to validate that. However, when they got back to Abuja, another police IG was already in place. Another northerner. Another northerner. But it didn't become the reacting police IG without the usual southern casualties. That's that, when you look around, you ask yourself, are there no qualified southerners in the police? Are there no qualified southerners in the military? Are there no qualified southerners in APC to fill in and make up the what they call the what's that called again? National structure, whatever it's called. Right? Whatever that will make, they couldn't find any within them. Another northerner. And as they are, it is the government of the North, for the North, by the North. And you can't change that narrative, okay? To hell with you. And that your belief that Buhari can choose anybody from anywhere. How has that helped Nigeria now? You cannot report Fulani terrorists killing you in your community to the police, right there in Ekiti. It will never be recorded. You can no longer, federal character, God bless you. You can no longer go to your community and report criminals who are invading your farms or communities anymore. Because this Buhari can choose from anywhere. Buhari can work with anybody. They come with casualties. Alikali Baba, the new acting police IG, is a man of, he's a 57-year-old man. 57 years old man that is not even qualified by his age because of the time he's going to retire by by the time he turns 60 or something, right? Or meanwhile, there is somebody who actually qualified for the job. Okay. So while they are working on how to deal with IPOB, they are also working on how to remove shock from what they call the federal character, the one that got killed by Bokwari and APC. Egbekegbe. Look at this guy. He is from Bayelsa State. Let me see if I can take my flag or banner after, and you can see. His name is DIG. His name is Moses Jitobo. That is a 52 years old man that should have been nominated and confirmed as Nigeria Police IG since December 2020. Because they didn't want to make him the police IG. He's a Southerner, right? So they decided, okay, to extend the tenure of already expired IG, the one they now sacked. So they had to, what? They had to extend his tenure, right? In order to prevent this guy from becoming the IG. It's going to be a clog in the wheel. How can they allow him to be the police IG at this time that they are trying to clamp down on the IPOB? Not because even if he becomes the police IG, he's going to protect IPOB. No, he's still pretty much going to protect the interest of Nigeria. He is going to order his men to kill everybody that is against Bokwari. But upon all of that, where he comes from is an issue. They cannot trust him. So they have to get rid of him. This guy has another 9 years to retire from the police. He has another 9 years. He is from Bayelsa State. Nobody could push his case simply because who won't go offend enough? Who won't try him? Who won't talk him? You want me to see you as enemy? You want destroy your political career? Because it is all about next election. As you are seeing all these northern criminals, these northern oligarch criminals doing all these unthinkables, unbelievable things, they have their southern collaborators whose silence is enabling them. Do you get that now? Now, let's go back to Oweri. Somebody sent me a message and he said, Maiyegun, somebody said Nnamdi Kanu has paid you to be defending IPOB. And I'm like, that's typical. Isn't that typical Nigerians? Because they believe that everyone is always as miserable, as useless, as whatever, as buyable as they can be. Talking about injustice, gaslighting people and getting them killed is something that they find so amusing, as long as it is not happening to them, or it is happening to people they despise, people they thought like, well, it should be killed. That's to them. Is it not on this, in that same Nigeria, that the impoverished, psychologically destroyed Nigerians were wishing that Buhari should kill Showore? Is that not in that same country? So someone sent me that message, Maiyegun, how much is IPOB paying you for you to be defending them and start telling them that they are not the ones who carried out the attack in Oweri? When the police IG said they are the ones who carried it out, when everybody said they are the ones who carried it out, where intelligence reports said they had carried it out, how much did Nnamdi Kanu pay you? I'm like, typical Nigerian. Obedient fools, sophisticated morons, humbled slaves. How much can Nnamdi Kanu really pay me, by the way? I mean, in your own mind, just for me to turn on my camera that I've been turning on and talking about the same IPOB and the same criminal enterprise called Nigerian government, going after them and killing and massacring them for the past 5 years. So how much do you think he will have to pay? Well, let me give you the answer. He doesn't have to pay a dime, because an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. Only if you can be human. We watched Nigerian soldiers moved into Ovigbo right before our eyes when a state governor, Wike, incited them to go after Igbos simply because he wanted to prove to Nnamdi Kanu that he is a governor. We watched Nigerian army, Nigerian police massacre innocent people, butchered them on the streets, brutalized them. We were seeing all of that. An injustice that will also breed further violence. And here we are. The same government coordinated and they carried out an attack on their own facility. And everything that surrounds the event proves that it is absolutely illogical for anybody to believe that ESN, that the same hopeless Uzodinma sent and boldly came out and said, I invited the Nigerian soldiers, the Nigerian army, to go after the ESN in Olu. Right? And then you will believe that in that same Imo state, how far is Olu from Owerri? The Nigerian army were able to travel down to Olu to massacre and kill people. And they are covering that up. And the same government who have that power to move military are now telling us that they didn't have any power to stop the ESN from 5 hours operation, prison break operation, from a distance that is just 60 seconds distance from the government house. 5 minutes distance from the police headquarters. 20 minutes distance from the military base. And these guys operated for 5 solid hours. And we said that doesn't make any sense. And you said, how much did Nnamdi Kanu pay you? Look at it today. Look at it today. How much did Nnamdi Kanu pay Hope Uzodinma? How much did he pay him to come out and say, no, it's not the, this wasn't carried out by the ESN. We found out that some disgruntled politicians, nameless politicians. But when they wanted to accuse ESN, when they wanted to accuse IPOB, they didn't even think about what if they are not. But today, now, they are now going to start investigation, Abi. The new police IG said, all of you should ignore whatever the former IG told you. It was just a plot to kill Igbos. Now, how much do you think Nnamdi Kanu paid Alikali, the current police IG? So whoever among you are so poor and poorly minded that I know Nigeria has destroyed so many brains, so many minds, so many lives, right? But nevertheless, we are only trying to save you. For those of you who are already ruined beyond repair, we're just saving you. And when you look around, right, I actually happen to be one of the most blessed and most favored political analysts on social media today. You don't need to even agree with me. You don't even need to like me. But are you going to deny my influence? No, you can't. Right? You can't. And I've gotten to that stage whereby, not even your government in Nigeria will have what it costs to make Maiyegun talk good about them. Do you understand? Because the injustice that is going around is enough for every reasonable, every sensible person to know that it is just a matter of time before it comes to your own turn. It is turn by turn, Nigeria Limited, who needed to be paid to say it out. Hope Uzodinma.
Do you subscribe, Governor, to the police preliminary investigation where they said IPOB and the MSN are responsible for the attacks?
Their tactics is that they try to identify grievances of people in a particular area. If it is in Imo State and probably there are some IPOP people who are not happy, they hire hoodlums from outside Imo State. They bring them in pretending to be IPOP, and they commit this crime and they they go away. So it is not about IPOP. Yes, we agree. We have aggrieved IPOP members, but I can tell you, those who are doing this destruction, most of them were brought from outside Imo State.
So, if you say that they are really not IPOP members, another insinuation that a few commentators have put into this is perhaps the military operations that we saw in the past few days, which of course you also commented about. Is there any link between that military operations and what we saw in the last few days?
As I speak to you, honest political leaders and religious leaders have approached me to encourage military to come around, because these people have created fear into the citizens by their dastardly act. So it is not about the military. If anything, our people want the military around so that they can have sense of security and go about their businesses without fear of any molestation.
But in what we have seen, you said that you are going to send a report to the federal government on what is happening. So how do you then handle the situation going forward? Your people need assurances that they could be safe in their own land, in their own state, and in their own community. Any guarantees for them, the ones that you have done immediately and the plans that you have for the immediate future?
Yeah, yesterday the former Inspector General of Police.
Yes, that is Opu Zodinjo. Let me tell you something that some of you have no idea about, and you should pay attention. They are looking for people to gaslight, blame, before they start their new genocidal campaign in the eastern part of Nigeria. If you are an Igbo man, an Igbo woman, living in the East, living outside the East, or living outside Nigeria, who doesn't really agree with Nnamdi Kanu? You don't have to agree with him on everything. It will probably be impossible for you to, for everyone to agree with you. But when it comes to this issue of the intent of causing havoc and death, whatever name they give to it, Fulani agenda, what do you call it, land grab, whatever you want to call it. When Nnamdi Kanu tells you to stay protected and defend your land, no matter what name they give to it, right? Listen to him. It is in your own interest. Whether you are living in the East, whether you are living outside the East, whether you are living outside Nigeria, whether you believe in Biafra, whether you believe in Nigeria. But when it comes to this warning of the danger lurking around, do not think because you don't like him, right? Or because you don't like his style. Listen to me very well. You are just a minute away from the danger Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. And it won't matter whether you like him or you don't like him, whether you love him or you don't love him, whether you want him arrested or whatever it is, right? It won't matter at that point. Ask those who have become victims. And this is where you should never listen to those criminals, politicians. They are looking for who to gaslight. They wanted to do it in Yoruba land. It is not working yet. They are working a lot on it, but it is not working yet. They want to gaslight the Yorubas, who are now asking that the status quo in Nigeria should change. And they are not interested in 2023 anymore. The campaign is spreading. The acceptance is widening. The opening up of people's eyes is becoming huge. And everybody is talking about it. So their counterparts, as much as the northern criminals, continue to believe that they are in control and command of their own people and their thoughts, right? Their southern counterparts are facing the most turbulent, herculean task of their own political lives. They are in the midst of keeping their political fortunes and win more, or to lose everything by trying to save Nigeria. A lot is going on, my brothers and sisters, right? And I'm so happy that whether you don't like me too, whether you like or you don't like me, right? I won't stop speaking my mind. And in the last 48 hours, myself and so many other people who saw through the lie, we kept saying, ESN have no capacity. They have no mandate to carry out such attack that happened in Owerri. And if the politicians in southern Nigeria, if they cannot see through the fact that there will be collateral damages, they will become collateral damages when Nigeria finally crumbles, it is better for them to embrace and save their people now. Join your people and join the demand of your people. Harmonize all this together and please break up Nigeria to save lives.